All right, Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to talk about allowing yourself to be sad, allowing yourself to grieve when there's pain, when there's emotional pain. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I've been getting a lot of messages recently, and I've been working with my one-on-one clients, obviously, but one pattern that I've been noticing is when you kind of don't allow yourself to feel the sadness that needs to come up, and we just replace it right away with positive thinking. And obviously, like my whole YouTube video channel has been about how to help you feel a lot more empowered and positive about the search process so that you feel more hopeful. However, the like step zero sometimes is allowing yourself to feel the grief of not having what you want yet. And when you don't address those fears and you don't address those feelings, trying to put a positive thought right on top of it without addressing those thoughts can feel like it's just a very temporary high, but it's not a lasting, sustaining, like positive belief that you can carry forward. So, one thing I did in the Inner Shift group that I've been doing, which is, by the way, a very affordable option if you want to dig deeper into the work that I do, you can join that and watch the replays, inshallah. But one of the things is just understanding a lot of the people who are struggling with relationships, they have been stressing about this for years, for 5, 10, 15 years, about like, why can't I just get the spouse that I want? Like, why? Why isn't it not working? And underneath that stress is just a bunch of fears of like, if it doesn't happen, what would that mean about me? And when we don't realize that like those fears are, and you don't allow those fears to come up and actually process it in a healthy way, like allow yourself to just sit with it without shaming yourself, without judging yourself, without feeling like you're doomed forever, but more so of just like, these thoughts are coming up for me, and this is sad, and I feel sad, and just like less like processing the grief of it. Because sometimes what people tell me is like, no, Lema, I've been sad. I've been sad for 10, 15 years. It's like, no, you haven't been sad. You've been self-pitying yourself for all the time. You've been sitting, drowning in shame and guilt and like all the kind of like harsh emotions that are not something that you can process. But I'm talking about like genuine sadness, genuine like disappointment, and like sitting in it without trying to get rid of it right away. Because the way people try to get rid of their sadness is to, do the busy work of, why is this freezing? The heck? Hello? I don't know that froze. Anyways, um, what was I saying? Yeah. So if you don't allow yourself to be sad, then it will kind of take over and you'll go back to your old beliefs. So what I'm trying to say here is, I'll give you the example of, let's say what we see in Palestine. What we see in Palestine, may Allah protect them. But if we looked at that and we don't allow ourselves to really feel sad about it, like sit down, feel sad, grieve it, what happens is we tend to run away from that pain by either scrolling. Every time we see a Palestine video, we just scroll so we don't want to experience it. I don't want to even look at it anymore. I'm tired of feeling sad. Or we find ways to busy ourselves so that we don't have to think about it. Same thing happens with the dating process. It's like at one point you get so like frustrated with it that when you avoid feeling sad, you do things to numb yourself from it. And numbing yourself could mean like going on apps and searching just to feel like you're doing something productive and you are putting yourself out there, but really you're coming from the not the best place. And that adds more to your exhaustion. Right? So my point here is when you allow yourself to just let the disappointment come up, which is, I thought I would be married by now. I'm at this age and I thought I had a whole life plan at this time and I don't have it. And this feels sad to me. I feel disappointed. what's it like to be sad and disappointed? And sometimes it's just like a, a burning sensation somewhere in your chest or whatever, however that feels like really check in with yourself. How does it feel? And sit with it. I was just doing it with one of my clients that I just got off of the phone with her. And she was telling me like she didn't cry before about it. She didn't let herself cry about it. She would just kind of dismiss it or and I'm not saying that everyone does this, but there's also a time where when you let yourself grieve it, it can kind of clear the slate for you and allow yourself to start a new page, a new chapter of your life. Like, okay, I'm grieving that old identity that I thought that I would be married by now. And so my brain is really resisting that it's not true, that it hasn't happened. Now, when I look at reality and this is the reality, how do I want to go about this? And this is where we check to see what thoughts are serving you or not serving you and going from there so that we can build up to get you to a sweet spot of being able to go back out there again. But constantly operating from a place of like self-pity and like ignoring the sadness and trying to just go about life without it, it can be very exhausting. And it can feel like you're behind and like, I don't know what to do with it. And the brain pushes it down. It pushes down those emotions and you try to intellectualize your way out of it. And if it's not working, then you have to kind of take the time to process it. And if it really helps to have a session with a therapist or a coach to really process that feeling. But I am offering one-off sessions nowadays. I usually don't do that, but I've opened it up for anyone who does want it. So you can check out my website for that. In the meantime, to process that, just allow those feelings to come up and really just start tapping here and just say, I'm really scared. This is what sadness feels like. This is what sadness feels like. Like I am someone who didn't get what I want and I feel sad and it's okay. It's okay to feel sad. It's safe to feel sad. I'll allow myself to feel sad and I'll snap out of it eventually, but it's not a permanent thing. The worst thing that could happen to us is a feeling. Like, oh, okay, we're just avoiding feeling sad. We're avoiding feeling the disappointment. And let's just feel it so that really builds up your confidence to know that you know how to feel feelings again. So once you notice those feelings in your chest and you're like, okay, I'm feeling sad. Like, what if I actually don't get married? What if I end up being lonely? What if I end up being lonely for the rest of my life? What if Allah really didn't have it written for me? What if there is no one out there for me? What if all these thoughts, let it come up. We don't have to panic. They're just thoughts. This is just a temporary like thought that comes up and we allow it to come up and just address it. And then if it feels so overbearing that you can't handle it, then you can tap on it, which is one of my nervous system techniques that my very first video I posted on this channel. You can check that out. But really just like, yeah, this is what sadness is and allow yourself to feel it. Now the difference is here, once you've allowed yourself to feel it, there's like levels to this, right? There's like, I help my clients get to level like 5 or 6, but first 0 is like feeling sad and stressed and obsessed with like, why is this not working? Then level 1 is like, okay, I see that I don't have to be stressed. Level 2 is building up your self-concept, building up your thoughts about the opposite gender, building up your thoughts about Allah again and feeling really empowered. Level 4 is like, okay, I feel empowered. I'm going out there. I'm like actually finding people and it's working and like I'm talking to people and I feel so confident and great. But it's not necessarily lasting. Level 5 is like, okay, I'm finding people and I feel confident. I feel empowered. I'm letting myself feel what I need to feel. And I'm talking to people and things are lasting, things are working. And level 6 is you actually get married and you kind of maintain that. So I help people get to level 5 and 6 in my one-on-one coaching. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up and really work. We can go deeper into what you're feeling and thinking and inshallah process that and get you to a point where you feel like this is not so bad. Like this is actually a great time in my life and that you enjoy it. So my main message here is allow yourself to feel the pain if you need to, but snap out of it, and then get into the optimistic thinking of seeing what serves you. And then you have to kind of balance that, right? If you really need help with this, please come join us in the Inner Shift group. It's on my website. We have 1 week left, and you can still watch the replays if you want to, and that will really help you, inshallah. So, inshallah, that this helps, and I will see you in the next video, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.